What up, everybody? I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie Steele.
And welcome to Spitballin. Yo, Sal. Hey man, it's our 100th episode.
100th episode.
The
And
big
for
100.
for 100 episodes, Reggie's been promising us something. So, Reggie, how about you give our audience a nice big fat apology?
All right. I had I had said that on the 100th episode that I would have a very famous and special, close and adored and loved best friend of mine on the show. And I reached out to him and he responded.
No.
I like Sal. Sal gave you the short version. Yes, the answer was no. I'll say the answer was no. But there was a lot more to it. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically he basically just said, hey man, I'm not in the headspace for it right now. I got a lot of things going on and I'm not really trying to do anything public at the moment. He's like, but hit me up in a few months and we'll see
So
what's up.
and you said he's in training right now, right? For
He's
Blade.
in training. He's in training. I'm not gonna say much else. He's in training for Blade. Oh well, he's in training for
That's it.
Blade.
I mean, everybody knows.
Oh,
Everybody
okay, yeah,
knows
yeah,
it. It's
yeah.
filming in Atlanta. It's all over the news. It's all over the
Okay. So
comic
yeah,
book
exactly. I'm not
news.
saying anything that no one knows. Doesn't
No,
matter.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he's in Atlanta. He's
You
training for
don't
Blade.
have any secret info, Reg. We don't even know if you're really friends with this guy.
Yeah, you're right. Ooh, we don't know. Yeah, man, he's training, and there's a lot going on in the industry, especially with the writer's strike and trying to get scripts together and working on trying to get time frames together and also just trying to figure out what the story's going to be. And there's just a lot of behind the scenes stuff that's happening,
Because I think I was reading
professionally and personally.
when's it come out? It comes out. It's not for a while.
Well, see, that's the thing. They were supposed to start filming in October of 2022, and then it was March of 2023. They had the whole thing with the director and changing that up, and then it was going to be, filming in May of 2023, and then it was trying to get the script together and the story together, and then scrapping some stuff, and then it was pushed. Then it's supposed to be June, like
Oh yeah. So here it
August.
says originally it was going to be September 6, 2024. Now they're saying February 14th, 2025.
There you go.
And they said they were supposed to film this summer, but it looks like they haven't even started filming
Well,
yet.
yeah, because they don't have there's a writer's strike. They can't even get the script together fully. So, and then it's just, there's a lot of stuff happening in life, man. So he didn't say no, he just said later.
He said later, dude. Later. Well,
later.
you gotta tell him like, yo, man, we need he'll put us on the map. So we need that.
I was just talking about this. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there to the whole podcast, all our listeners. And man, there's like 1.5 million podcasts in America.
Too many now. It's terrible.
Right. In America alone. Not even talk about the whole world, just America. Right. And with that, there's so many podcasts with these huge celebrities.
Yeah.
Huge. I mean,
hell,
Conan O'Brien has a podcast. Yeah. He transitioned from a late night TV show.
I mean, Draymond Green, there's guys in the league, and then they have them. The Kelsey brothers. Like, there's so much.
Exactly. There's so many people that have podcasts that are so legit, right? Big time celebrities. Hey, man.
So why are we doing this?
For fun, because we love each other. We love each other and we like people.
No, we also got some, I mean, there was some cool interviews, like the one John Singleton, everybody loved. Or not.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think people like Diane Amos, and I think people like Ian and Chad Daniels, and even
there's been some great ones
from
Lebanon, yeah.
Right? Like, we've brought the goods, man. Ain't no debating that. It's just that we're in a saturated market. We are small fish in a big ocean.
Yeah.
Right. So
and every day the water's ice is melted and the ocean's getting bigger
and we're getting smaller and smaller. But that's all right. We do it for the love, baby. We do it for the love. I do want to address this real quick. Sal has on a hat that says fresh out of.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Wait, you didn't swear, Ed? You just bleeped yourself?
Yeah, I know. I'll swear in some cases. Some cases I'm like, motherfucker this and motherfucker that. And then I read your hat and I'm like, fresh out of like, really picking and choosing which words I want to say.
Got this as a Christmas gift.
He got it as a Christmas gift. I have a friend. I asked him about it. I said, yo, where you get the hat at? He's like, My girlfriend's auntie gave it to me. I'm like, okay, cool. I need to find that hat because I know a guy who would love that hat. And then I proceeded to tell him a story about that same guy. My son found he was at this time, I think he might have been 8. He found he found a keychain in the street that was leather about this big that said 0 fucks, right? And he picks it up, he goes, "Hey Papa, look, what's this?" He goes, 0 fuck. I'm like, "I'll take that." He started to say it. I was like, "Nah, you don't say that word."
I mean, that's pretty quick reflexes on your part.
Well, yeah, because when he held it up and he started looking at it, and I was like, I read it, and I was like, and he started reading. I was like, oh yeah, let me go ahead and grab that right now. So that keychain, I took it from him, and then I proceeded to give it to this guy, who, when presented it to him, you would have thought that he won an Oscar. This dude was like, yeah. He's like, I want to thank everybody out there who made this possible, right? Like, he was super excited, and he uses it. He immediately threw out his old keychain, put his keys on there, and now he walks around with a keychain in his pocket that says 0 fucks.
That's
and I was
so
like, yo,
funny,
that
dude.
hat would go perfect with his keychain.
It's the no fucks vibe.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. He could have the hat fresh out of fucks, followed by the keychain is like, yep,
swinging his
0 fucks, right? So
then he could have like some sweats would say 0 fucks on it or whatever, right on the ass, like on the butt.
Exactly. Now, personally, energetically, I can't wear shit like that. I can't wear anything that has curse words on it, but I will curse. I won't wear it, but I'll say it.
Speaking of podcasts, I guess I was like, let's stir up a hornet's nest. Let's go after the king of the podcast world right now.
Oh, Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan. And I don't know, this topic's been bugging me, man. I just hate to see when people get their shit taken, rights taken away, or just getting pushed around. It's a small group getting pushed around. It's like, that's not American to me. So anyway, it's a whole
you
thing.
Identify also with I hate to say this, but I think it's been well documented that you probably have been bullied in your life at different times.
Well, maybe a little, yeah.
Maybe a little.
It's
but I mean,
also like, yeah.
I mean, just
and I always root for the underdog too.
Exactly. Like you root for the small guy, which is nothing wrong with that, right? And you've been in a position where you feel like you were the underdog or the smaller one or
right. And I came from a place where we didn't really understand, in Cleveland, I didn't know anyone gay or trans was so foreign to me. And then I learned, like, I'm coming to a bigger city. I've evolved. I learned more. I'm like, okay, this is how this is that. And then when I see people freaking out over Bud Light or over Target putting rainbow shit in the front, I'm like, what the hell's going on, dude? Why are you catering to hate?
Yeah, exactly. And why can't you accept that people are different?
Right. Just move the fuck on. Who cares?
Exactly. It's not that, and no one's deliberately trying to be or do anything. It's really just about inclusion. It's like, okay, well, traditionally we lived in a world that catered to only one type of person. But as we've grown and evolved, and the world has become smaller, especially with the invention of the internet and television and radio, whatever, we understand now that different people from different places are just different, right? So what's wrong with an establishment trying to be inclusive? Right? That's it. It's like you're mad at inclusion. You're mad at inclusion.
Exactly.
It's the same thing.
It's a segregation integration.
Exactly, dude.
What I was thinking, like 30 years ago, if Target put out, MLK stuff, people like, I don't like that. Don't be shoving black people down my throats.
Exactly.
And then you cater to that. Here's the thing. To me, it's a small, loud minority. And people are catering to that instead of just telling them, get on the train or piss off.
Yeah. You know what people are, man? People are stubborn. People are stubborn, and people are resistant to change. Let me say that again. People are stubborn and they are resistant to change, but change is good. Everything changes. Nothing stays the same, including people, right? So it's this idea of trying to trying to stop the winds of change with your hands, right? The winds of, and you're sitting there like, no, it's coming, bro. So it's inclusion, acceptance, tolerance, whatever it is.
So here he is with Ice Cube.
Okay.
I got two clips. Here's the
Joe
first
Rogan and Ice
one.
Cube discuss
Yeah.
the woke movement.
Yeah, and here's the thing: the guy who posted is like, "We are all sick of this BS. No more Bud Light or Target. Hurt them where hurt them where it hurts, or something."
Okay, so let me just go ahead and throw this out there too. The woke movement. So you
Oh,
mean
it's a whole yeah. Just label something.
exactly. So wait, you mean woke, like being informed, being having an educated opinion. You mean learning, right? Like, so you have something against learning and education. So we're having an enlightenment movement, if you want to
Yeah,
call it a movement. I
yeah.
think it's called evolution and growth, but if you want to call it a movement, fine. So you want to fight back, push back against an enlightenment movement, a movement of education and learning and like evolving. Get the hell out of here. All right, let's play the clip.
All right, here we go. Share
Man, it's
sound.
look, we got a guy who grew up in Cleveland and a guy who grew up in Alabama. And we're like,
Right, that's all. It's like it's not that hard.
it's not that hard, but people get stuck, man. People get stuck in their own little
But
world and
okay,
their
and
own
even
little
that's fine.
ideas.
But here's my problem: why the fuck Joe Rogan and Ice Cube getting stuck? Like, or at least catering to it. You know what I mean? Even
Okay,
feed
so
it
I think,
anything.
you know, I think honestly, I think when you get so famous, you're on the other side of the spectrum,
Yeah, you get
right? You
shot
get
over the moon.
yeah, you're on one side over here where you don't know shit, and then you're on the other side where you don't know shit because you don't know
You're
shit
out.
because you don't
Yeah,
have the ability to know anything, and then you're so far removed from anything that you don't know
yeah.
anything. It's like this is the area. The sweet spot is right here, right? Where you
Mm-hmm.
get a little bit of access and understanding. Whereas over here, you don't get anything, and over here, you don't get anything. All
You
right.
know,
Oh, except over here,
I
you can get
think
what you want.
about the companies that own these companies, the people that own these companies, and why would they let a decision like that take the company down?
I don't think they thought it was going to. I think this is a legitimate public outrage one where they just pushed too far and people went, fuck you. And it wasn't even.
First off, what did Target put up?
Target just put in front of their stores some rainbow merch. You know what I mean?
Okay.
For Pride. And a few of the stores in the South complained some loud,
For June.
whatever.
Let's get this straight. They
Yeah,
probably
in
put it up
June,
for
in
June.
Pride Month. Yeah, it
With
was Pride
Pride
Month.
Month.
And here's another thing, man. And Meadows mentions this about a lot of times we get separated. Everyone divides us, and we're all so divided. It's black and white, and it's not. And I was in Louisville, Kentucky, doing shows, and it's June, and we're walking around, and almost every storefront there's rainbow pride stuff in Louisville, Kentucky, and everybody's cool with it. Everyone has no problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so it's like you're giving a voice to the quiet, or the loud minority that's ignorant.
Right. 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 It's frustrating.
All right,
It's
so this is what
frustrating.
really kind of annoyed me though, when Rogan says this, and it's just kind of like, and I this is what I disagree with, and this is what people just drives me mad, dude. That anyone would even
Thing, right? And Target lost billions of dollars too, because people are sick of this shit. They're sick of social things like that are controversial getting stuffed into your face, and where you have to accept it.
Yeah.
And people are like, I don't want to accept it. It's just like, I'm just coming here for fucking toilet paper.
what you don't want to accept gay people?
You don't accept
So
that gay people.
stupid.
Exactly. You don't accept that gay people have to go buy toilet paper too, and they would
Yeah.
like to have some representation or be recognized as well, especially during their fucking month. That's all they ask. It's a month. It's 30 goddamn days. So okay, so what's the difference? So Black History Month, if they got Black History shit in the front and some black, it's gonna be like, I mean, it's just people don't want it's a controversial topic and people just don't
No,
want it
it's not.
shoved in their face. It's not. It's a month. They're not even.
Oh,
It's 30
and that's
days.
the thing. I'm like, it's rainbow gear, bro. It's
Yeah.
rainbow gear. And the thing is,
See,
man, people got
rainbows were okay when it was about Care Bears and unicorns, right?
right.
Right. When it was about toys and mythical animals. But a real person decides, yo, I like this rainbow because it represents diversity, right? Inclusion. Then it's like,
So,
whoa, hold up. I don't
and
want to
this
see
is my
rainbows
problem.
now.
This is my problem too with a guy. Okay, and a lot of times what Rogan says with, I agree. Like he's all like healthcare for all. He really went off after this abortion guy. Like you can't have no right to say what my daughter could do. And I was like, all right,
Right.
but he still has this audience of hateful assholes. And instead of ever challenging him, he feeds him a little. And all I wrote on the comment of this clip was F transphobic dummies and homophobes. That's
Okay.
all I wrote. And
you
dude,
got
people
pushback. You got major pushback.
People coming at you left and right. Like someone's like, let's see. It's hard because they put it all in a crazy order when I look at it. But here goes. Somebody put, oh well, he just wrote sheep, a bunch of sheep. The guy who put it up there. And he says, all you saying is bah to me. And I was like, it must be those homophobic ears. And he goes, and then this other guy, he goes, what did he say? Oh, this is what's crazy. He goes, the child trafficking and sex trafficking and devil worshiping bothers me, but you keep your head in the sand. Oh, because I was like, oh, because he goes, I go like, yet the rainbows at Target bother you. And he's like, no, the child trafficking and sex trafficking and devil worshiping bothers me, but you keep your head in the sand. And I was like, so making stuff up to justify your hate. Oh no, the devil. Ha, thanks for watching my stand-up. Because he did say, because he said, oh, more laughs than your stand-up. They always got to come at.
Yeah.
But
so
yeah.
the child trafficking and the sex workers, and
yeah,
then
like where did that come from? So that's
and then the devil
thing.
worshiping.
Yeah,
right?
so it's like let's divide people. Democrats are child sex traffickers and devil worshippers. And what's worse than that? Nothing's worse. So they're bad, and the other side has to be the good side. Like, get a fucking brain, you dumb Americans.
And
God
look, man,
damn.
I think we can all agree that sex trafficking and child kidnapping and child trafficking is bad.
Yeah, and I can be against that and support gays.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I think I can be against those things and support gays, right? Like I don't put supporting gays or supporting, diversity, right?
Yeah.
Or differences in the same category as fucking child trafficking and sex trafficking.
So
and then,
crazy, man.
And the third thing was devil worshiping. Is that such a big deal? Where do you live?
I've never in my life met a devil worshiper.
Exactly. I don't think that devil worshiping has been a major issue in our society.
But it sounds scary, and that's why they use it. It's all
scary.
just fear, dude.
Look, I think homelessness, I think smash and grab, I think businesses being closed.
Yeah.
I think that food insecurity, I think that people not having jobs, high unemployment. I think those are really real issues that probably would come way before devil worshiping, right? Like, I just need to know where he lives. That he's like, oh yeah, hey dude. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. Target wants gays to feel welcome, and then they're worshiping the devil in the woods, right? Like, we gotta fix this shit. It's like, dude, this is the thing, man. You and I, we live in major metropolitan areas,
but we didn't at one time.
No, we didn't at one point, and we were lucky to get out. We were smart enough to get out, right?
Yeah,
we
maybe.
left,
And maybe.
But the people back in those small rural areas, man, there's nothing pushing back. They all think the same. They all feel the same. So they're all congregating together, reinforcing each other's ideas, right? That's what's happening. And so when something happens on a major level in a major metropolitan area where there are a lot of different people, all of a sudden now they push back because those companies that they support, the Walmarts and the Targets and whatever else, they're still in those small communities, but their head offices are in the major metropolitan areas.
Right.
So, it's just, they're gonna have to deal with it, man. Change is coming, man. It's
ridiculous,
slow,
man.
It's change is coming and it's slow, and they're doing the other side or the right side or however you want to label it. They're doing everything in their power to turn back the hands of time, right? With abortion and with affirmative action.
That's another thing. Like the Supreme Court, it was like 60%, over 60% of Americans are for abortion. And so then they went against what the majority wants, again, to cater to the loud minority.
Yep. With a loud minority that has a lot of money. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I think Roy Wood Jr. has a great joke about this billionaire who bought a Supreme Court judge. Right? He's like, there's a lot of things you can buy. Billionaires can buy a lot of stuff, but they keep coming up with new inventions or new things to buy. And this dude bought a Supreme Court judge. He goes, and he's black. It ain't but two of them. And he goes, this dude owns half of the merch, right? So as long as
they went after each other, and that was great. The two black Supreme Court justices, because I think it was the affirmative action thing, and it never, or they have the dissent, and Clarence Thomas wanted to read his, which is very rare. And then I think what's her name, or no,
Tanya
Brown, but she went back at him and she called him out in her dissent, and her
Good.
by name, which never happens in the Supreme Court.
Hey man, look, Neil deGrasse Tyson,
yeah,
he had a nice quote about Clarence Thomas. He says, it's basically, I'm a paraphrase, but basically Clarence Thomas ascended to the level that he's at now because of affirmative action, right? He was able to get into these institutions and be able to be a part of the thing, to get to where he is, to only get to that perch, the highest perch in the land as far as courts are concerned, and then proceed to burn the ladder that he climbed to get to, thus disabling anyone else from being able to ascend to that level.
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's the person who's like, everybody is stuck in the woods, and someone left a path to get out of the woods, right?
Right.
And this dude,
right.
while he's following the path, he's taking the markers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's taking the markers, so he gets out, and then everyone who's left in the woods is stuck.
Yeah.
Because he erased the path.
And people's like argument is like, well, that if it's true color blindness that we all have, then it doesn't matter. And I'm like, okay, that would be a nice utopian world, but that's not how it is.
That's not how it is.
Until it is.
This is the thing. And the reason why they invented it or came up with affirmative action is because institutions, when left up to their own, did not invite everyone to the table.
You got to make it the law or people aren't going to follow.
Exactly. That was the reason the thing was invented. So now they want to say, well, we're past that. No, clearly,
have you been outside? It's not past that.
Exactly. It's like, if anything, we're going back to what it was when we needed it the first time.
Yeah. Speaking of
so
going back, it's going to be a rematch in the election next year. It's going to be Trump and Biden again. And
Biden can't run again.
He's running, bro. He's running, and Trump's gonna win the nomination. And Trump's up by 30 on DeSantis right now. But here's another thing. I was gonna say about the attacks on the gays. And DeSantis is one hell of one attacking them. And he put up this ad a couple weeks ago during Pride. He really wanted to rub it into their faces. And it was like ripping on Trump supporting gays. And there was a little speech where Trump said something where, supporting the LGBTQ community. And so he uses this to attack Trump. And when Trump gave the speech, it was literally like weeks after the Pulse mass shooting. So there's a friggin' mass shooting when he's president and he's addressing it. And now this guy's using it as a weapon.
Weaponizing it.
Yeah.
He's taking it out of context.
Because he's how desperate he is too. And it's unbelievable that I would even side with the other side.
Yeah.
He's taking it out of context. Flaming hot garbage over there.
Dude, hey man, I don't know where the world is heading. I don't know what's going on. I do know that I feel like even if I wanted to like escape, right? Like to get away from the chaos, the nonsense, right? The violence, the unnecessary, criminal activity on so many levels. Where do you go? Right? Like, where in the world is it safe? Now, I'm going to be honest. As a white guy, you could probably go to the safest parts of the world, the Scandinavian countries, right? Because they're happy. No,
though, as a black guy, you could go to some areas. If you went to like an island in the middle of in the southern hemisphere, I wouldn't be as safe.
Yeah, I get to go to a place that's completely cut off from everything else around it.
Property, baby.
Yeah, the whole thing, dude. That's like might as well call it a reservation. Yeah, they got. Hey, look, black people, we got an island
north to the Siberians.
Well, no, I'm talking about to like Norway, to Finland,
it's cold
to
as
Holland,
fuck up there,
to Sweden. Yeah, it's cold, but they are happy. They're the happiest, highest educated people on the planet. Now they don't have any diversity. Right,
yeah, like white as hell over there.
It's white as hell, and I hear there's a lot of.
They're so happy because there's no black people.
Exactly. Exactly. So I can't go there. I'm like, the happiest place on earth. I can't go there. Hell, I can't even go to Disneyland. because Disney, because you hear about Walt. Oh, oh shucks, hold up, my speaker. Oh, you can't hear me, huh?
I hear you. You're about to touch trash on Walt Disney, and he's like, "Not today." Are you back on?
No, not yet. Can you hear me? No.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I can't even go to the happiest place on earth in Disneyland because friggin' you hear about Walt Disney and his past and his anti-Semitism.
Yeah, what did he do? I'm not really sure.
I think he was.
I think he gave some money to the other side or something.
Yeah, he was supporting the regime.
He was supporting the Nazi side.
I think there was something to that effect.
Because he was still an American. He can't go to that far.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying that
now I gotta look it out.
Their ideology or their beliefs, or he wasn't necessarily feeling the Jews.
I have heard that though.
Yeah.
All right, well, maybe we should
but it's also the same thing. It's also the same thing that I don't know, man. I was thinking about
it says Vulture says by and large it's a lot of it's false. But
really?
there's famous scene. Oh, this is a cartoon. There's a famous Three Little Pigs scene in which the wolf is portrayed as a Jewish peddler. And there's the fact that in 1938, Disney personally welcomed Nazi director Leni Riefenstahl to his studios. There's some dispute whether the same spirit of talent is extended to the studio, but of the Jews who worked there, it was hard to find any who thought Walt was an anti-Semite. Even if he wasn't personally anti-Semitic, Disney willingly, even enthusiastically embraced anti-Semites and cast his fate with them. See, I mean, that's kind of the problem. Like even what I was saying about Rogan catering to, the certain crowd.
So basically, the common denominator is money, right?
People will in the end, yeah.
In the end, it's money. It's about trying to maintain the cash flow at whatever costs.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to talk about this, and we can go back to it because we were talking about it beforehand. It's only Black and brown people that support that celebrate the 4th of July from July 2nd to July 6th, right? Like, and for whatever reason, they love to support the 4th of July at like 2 a.m. right? At 1:30 when everyone's trying to sleep, right? And I'm like, why? What are you supporting? Are you supporting America's freedom from England so that they don't have to pay a tax on their slaves, right? Like, what the hell, dude? Like,
it's always funny. People are like, you think people in the middle of the country, like, oh, America, they're blowing all the fireworks. Y'all don't know California. California got the most people in the country, all right? And when it all combined, and SF was crazy, Oakland was crazy, LA's crazy. It's craziest that I've ever seen is in California.
Dude, it's nuts. It's nuts. And it's illegal fireworks going off everywhere all the time. I don't even want to promote it, but there's an account on Instagram where they showed an aerial view.
Yeah, I've seen it of LA too.
Okay.
And it just looks like all of it.
The illegal fireworks going off. Yo, it shit look like Beirut.
Dude, I'm telling you. Yes, we used to go over to Greg Edwards' place up on it, and then you lived in Koreatown, which is like in the middle of LA, and you go up on the roof and you can look around and everywhere. It was like goddamn Baghdad. It was just everywhere, dude.
Dude, it's nuts. Out here, I mean, you hear the fireworks going off all the time. You can't tell if it's gunfire or if it's fireworks. It's like fucking Afghanistan up there, dude.
We're trying to say how many war zones can we say? All right, well, this is what happened to me. I was in the 4th. I was hanging out at his friend's house in Silver Lake, and dude was balling and got a nice place. Got like you can see the view of the lake and shit. And there's a little mountain, and then off in the distance, the fireworks are going. You see the sky lighting up like Fallujah, and so it's going off in the distance. So then we leave, and as we're driving, we leave. You see, there's a war zone up ahead, and then next we're in the battle.
Nice, dude.
And we're driving through people. Dude, we turned down a street. People light it in the street, and they're like above us. You're seeing it fly. Oh, it's crazy.
It's crazy. I'm leaving work the other night, coming out of San Francisco, right after the official organized sanctioned fireworks.
Did those ones just go up in the fog? Was it foggy?
No, it wasn't foggy this time.
Wow,
you could actually see. I got pictures. I'll send you a couple.
That's very rare.
It's very rare. It was amazing to see that, right? But then it was equally crazy to be driving home and to see the fireworks going off everywhere, like seeing all the flashing lights in different parts of the state and the city, right? I was like, what am I in Iraq? This is crazy. What the hell is going on, man?
I
Feel like
know.
a damn war zone.
This woman last night showed me a picture of her friend who lost his fingers from a firework years ago.
Oh,
and she showed it to me, bro. It freaked me out, dude. Like, because it's only like it's like these two, and it's like that.
Oh,
But
he lost the front too.
Yeah, there's no nubs, dude. There's no nubs, so it looks even freakier.
So
man.
it's like this.
Yeah. Oh, it was but without the knuckles or anything, it's weird.
Oh,
and
man,
like, because I knew a guy when I in Cleveland, and he lost a couple fingers, I guess, in the shop class, but he had it, but the knuckles, he still had his knuckles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it looked alien when that whole section was gone. I was
Jeez,
like, damn.
that's when those people that's messing with them little M80s or whatever it is. Those little portions.
I mean, we used to mess with them when I was a
dynamite.
kid, but I'm glad I got to keep all my fingers.
Yo, my neighbor, shout out to Jack Wilson. My neighbor growing up when he was older than me. He was an older kid. When I was a kid, he put a firecracker in my sock.
Oh my
set
God.
it on fire and set it off.
What
and
an
it
asshole.
blew up on the back of my leg, caused burns, and blew a hole in my sock. So shout out to Jack Wilson for being a great mentor as a kid, right? Putting a firecracker in a kid's sock. Hey, thanks a lot, bro. Appreciate that. You know,
I remember one time I hung out with these friends of mine, and they had fucking fireworks, and they had Roman candles, and they just start shooting them at me. I'm like, what the fuck? You're like, yeah, that's what we do. We shoot Roman
this is
candles.
fire, bro. This is fire. This burns. Why would you do that? Right? Why would you do that? Oh yeah. Also, while I'm giving props to Jack, I might as well throw this out there too. I'm like, I don't even know why I'm on some Jack Wilson shit, but yo, big ups to Jack for talking about, on 4th of July, the kids having Roman candles and shooting them at each other. Yo, Jack Wilson shot me in the back with a BB gun. Way to go. That's what I'm talking about.
Who's this bully,
right?
dude? You got to go back and beat his ass.
Oh man, it's over. I'm just messing around. I'm not holding on to it. I'm just throwing it out there just for prosperity's sake. So in case I die, people know what the fuck happened to me at different times in my life, which made me who I am. Right? It's like, it made me the forgiving and loving type.
Here's
right? And that, but for the record, that shit hurt like hell.
I bet, dude.
Pop, that little kid crying. I'm like, what in the fuck just happened? So shout out, Jack. Way to go, bro.
The Royal Tenenbaums where Gene Hackman shoots Ben Stiller as a kid in the hand with the BB gun. And he still has the BB in his hand.
Oh, dude,
he's like, what are you doing? He's like, what? That was the point of the game. He's like, we're on the same team, Dad.
Oh man. Man, people are crazy when it comes to this fireworks stuff, but black and brown people, man, they love blowing some shit up at the wee hours of the morning.
Even if you're rich and famous, like the football player for the Giants who did it, and then he lost a couple fingers.
No way.
Yeah,
you lost a couple fingers too. Jeez.
Yeah,
people losing body parts for fireworks. Like cut it out.
Yeah,
right. Like just let it go. It's not that serious. Look, as a kid, I'll admit, I set off fireworks. Right, firecrackers. It was fun. The whole little thing, and set off the little bottle rocket. Right, and then I grew the fuck up. Right, right. Like, yo, it's like, okay, I'm done. I did it. It was fun when it lasted. Now it's over. Let's go. Let's move on.
Jason Pierre-Paul of the New York Giants a couple of years ago. There's his hand got all fucked up. Damn. Lost his index and his thumbs jacked, and gross, dude. Gross.
Gee, blew his shit up. Damn, that's disgusting. Holy cow. That's like going to the dentist and they have those pictures on the wall of kids that don't brush their teeth and who don't floss. And you see that shit and you go, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm gonna go floss right now.
Yeah. Seeing his hand is enough to make me not ever set off a firework again. Hell, I don't even want to turn my stove on looking at that shit.
So look at this happen over the weekend. These people got stuck for hours on this roller coaster.
He's like the hostage
and it's upside down.
So passengers riders were trapped upside down. Fireball attraction in Forest County.
There's an old
Isn't that crazy? People
Hey,
upside
dude,
it was 2
4
hours was
hours.
the shortest and 3 hours for the last person. And
Jeez.
they had to go get some truck with a ladder that was like 45 minutes away, and then
Oh,
it finally showed up. And dude, oh my god. That's why you don't go. It was in Wisconsin at some county fair thing. That's why I never go on them rides at a county fair.
hell
You
no.
know,
You
hell
cannot
no.
get on rides at those pop-up street fairs and
Hell
carnivals
no.
and shit. Damn that. You're gonna have me upside. Dude, look, I don't even like to hang off the edge of the bed with my head down. I get a headache immediately. Can you imagine hanging upside down for 4 hours? Oh shit. Dude, you panic, you worry. Oh, you're lightheaded. Oh, it's the worst.
No,
Oh, it's
dude.
the worst. Um, damn, that sucks. 3 hours.
Oh hell no, dude.
I bet they got right back on. It's like we fixed it. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Right.
See, but that's the thing. There's nothing going on in these small towns. So if something like that pops up, you're like, gotta go to that.
Yeah, gotta. Hey, you may end up hanging upside down for 3 hours.
I
That's a
never
risk I
wanted
gotta
those rides
take.
even when I was, I'm like, I'll just go throw some ping pongs and try to win a goldfish.
That's gonna die.
It's gonna die in 4 days
And not even 4 days. I
if
think
you're
mine
lucky.
lasted
Yeah, the way home.
on the way home. I was like, oh look, I got a goldfish. Oh, the fuck? Looking at it, he's like, shh, shh. He's just floating up to the top upside down. You're like, damn, what the hell is this? What kind of gag is this?
It's
Right?
terrible, dude.
Like what kind of con is this? You have a live fish in a bowl that dies within 2 hours. Like, geez, what kind of teaching life lessons over there? Thanks,
Oh.
thanks, fairgrounds, Birmingham Fairgrounds for the live dead fish. Get a pet and it dies immediately. Shout out to my neighbor for shooting me in the back with a BB gun and blowing up a firecracker in my sock.
That's funny.
Also, shout out to my next door neighbors as a kid who used to make me jump the fence. We'd be in the backyard playing. Their grandmother would come out and be like, hey, let's come inside, and wouldn't let me out the backyard. I had to climb the fence to get back into my yard. So shout out to them for being assholes when I was a kid. I'm on
So
some
many
therapy
assholes
shit today.
back in the day. So much. All right. So another cool thing, Reg. I went to the King Pleasure, the Basquiat exhibit. Jean-Michel
Oh,
Basquiat here in
yo.
LA.
Okay.
And it's fucking cool, man.
Yo, hold up real quick before you get into it. The stuff that I've seen of Basquiat's, man, that shit is a little demented to me. Sometimes it gives me ill feelings, man. Like, I don't know.
It's weird to me. Like, I didn't know. I don't
It's
know
like
what I
dark.
like about it. Because there's layers to it too, though. And then like
Yeah.
going there, he does so much. He does like one thing I really like. He'll paint on anything. This dude had stuff on blankets, on a refrigerator door, on all
Really?
all kinds of stuff. He'd paint on everything. So they have a lot of this stuff, and then he'd use all kinds of stuff: paints, copy, paper, plaster,
Right.
words. He uses words a lot. So there's something about it. I don't know what it is, but it's very appealing to me. And I have a couple of his. I had a couple hoodies where little logos of his because it's just I don't know, but then going through it, man, it was really, especially like the beginning. See some of the stuff is like cool. So I have something to share here. See what you think.
Okay.
It kind of stinks you're not gonna
Some
be
of the
able to
stuff I've
hear
seen
it,
has been
but
a little intense for me. But I haven't seen a lot
his
of this stuff.
colors and stuff though are.
But it's a lot of black, and at least the stuff I've seen is like black.
Well, this
and
is black right off the bat,
and it's distorted, right? Yeah. See that fucks with me. I don't know. That looks.
I know that's why it stands out though. You know what I mean? All right, here's another one.
Definitely stands out, but I don't know. See, this is the thing. Hold up. Let's go back to the other one first, right? This is the thing for me with art, right? I mean, it's all about interpretation, right? Each person interprets things differently. And even sometimes you can kind of see what they're trying to express with their art. I look at this and I go, I don't know what he's trying to say. Like, it looks like someone who's horrified, but also, like addicted or engaged. You know what I mean? Like, it has a lot of different things that it says to me, but it doesn't say anything to me. It doesn't say enough to me that I go, oh, I want to display that. Right. Like, yeah, it's
here's the next one. Greg
Okay.
Edwards, he said he went a couple months ago to it, and he has a poster of this next one.
All right.
And if you see even this, like see like the bars and stuff, the way it's like wrapped onto something.
Yeah.
It's not just like a typical canvas.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
See, that right there, this shit
it's
looks,
crazy. I know,
it looks
but
demented to
it
me.
looks like simple, but yet I can see demented. I can see
I mean,
there's all
yeah, no,
kinds of stuff.
it definitely, yeah, it definitely takes, it's some artistry, right? Like there's definitely some skill involved to be able to create that. But
Yeah.
the teeth, the mouth, the eyes, the glasses,
Yeah.
the hands, the arm, like the arm going the opposite way looks like it's broken to me, and it's like the thumb is upside down. So
Yeah,
it looks
it's
like
disoriented.
it's disoriented. It's like the shit looks, it looks twisted to me.
Is
See all this
this
shit.
one's cool and this one's very same thing. The colors though, I like how he uses bright colors while doing it.
Yeah, you know, it's maybe that's what it is. It's bright colors. See, that's what it is. That's what it is.
It's that clash.
It's a clash of bright colors with kind of, you know,
Dark, crazy
distorted
shit.
images.
Yeah.
I'm like, this dude had demons, man.
So
Look
this
at
one's
shit.
great. This one's on a door. He just did this on a door. This one, and I don't know what about it, but I like it.
You like that?
It just sticks
Dude.
out. But again, I see what you mean. Like, I don't know if I'd want to wake up with that in my house.
Dude, that just seems, that reeks of negative, of not, I won't say negative. The energy that I get from that is a very sick, twisted, demented, unsettling energy, right? Like it doesn't make me feel like, oh, this is a place that I want to be energetically. I feel like this is something from someone who's been fighting demons, right? And I think he was addicted, right? He was an addict.
Right. He died of heroin.
So yeah, I'm like, that shit seems like.
So this is the Indians versus the Cowboys. And this is something he does common. He uses the word versus. He spells it VERSVS. And
what is that? Oh, V verse.
He I don't know, sometimes with words, and he also said like if you put a line through it, it just draws your eye to it more.
Okay. And then he had the little crowns.
Police brutality. Oh yeah, the crown was his thing. So the crown was kind of believed that what he was doing a lot in New York, and that's how he would label stuff, and then that's what kind of got him kind of known a little more.
Okay.
But I mean, look at the police brutality back in the 80s, you know, ahead of his time.
Yeah. Jeez.
This one is a trip too. There was someone looked like a kid almost drew this, but then the quote, "Those who dress better can receive Christ." So calling out the hypocrisy of the church.
Boom.
This is the one on the fridge door, which I thought was pretty cool.
Okay.
He painted blue with the word love in pink. I guess I should describe it more to people.
Yeah, but even that one, the love, like the background of it, right?
Yeah, it's
like
so chaotic, and then
so chaotic. It's like love coming from chaos, right?
Yeah. This one I have the hoodie, the Batman logo, but the member is scratched out on the one I have.
Okay, member and plus
not wax, dry hole. I don't even know what a lot of it means.
Well, hold up. So not wax. Were women waxing the JJs back then? and then the little symbol, the dry hole, is that the asshole, bro? Like
another cool thing, his family, his sisters put this up. So then they had a lot of exhibits of like what his rooms would look like or what his studios would look like, and this was one of them, and that's pretty cool and all this stuff. And he had here's one of Jesse Owens. He's a tribute, called it that, which I love the Jesse Owens story. You know, Ohio kid goes there and shows up Hitler. Here's him with his Andy Warhol. Him and Andy Warhol kind of got along. He met him once, I believe, in Europe when he was showing stuff, and then he ran off to his hotel, and then he came back, Basquiat, with a personal drawing he made for Warhol.
Oh, that's right. I didn't hear that story.
So there them. Here's this thing. Look how big this one is. So some of these were hung up in bars or hotels or clubs, and here's another one that took up the entire wall. But you're right, the characters are all over. But this one I really loved, how close you could get. Look at that, you can see the strokes, you can see the paint, you can see
right.
I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, that's the whole thing about art, right? Art is subjective, and it appeals to different people. I know that, for example, I'm a Jay-Z fan, right? I like Jay, but Jay is a big time Basquiat fan, but he also grew up in that time when Basquiat was in New York, right? So he has a different relationship with him than I do, and he was probably the first time I heard about Basquiat was when Jay was talking about him. So I kind of looked him up, and when I looked up his images, I was like, yeah, this dude. I was like, yo, this art, nah, this art does not do it for me. I was like, Jay, I like you, but I can't get down with your artistic taste in this regard.
You know who you used to date, right?
Who, Basquiat? Who?
Madonna.
Why am I not
He dated
surprised?
Madonna before she was really super famous, and because I mean he died 88, I believe he died, but like so
but he was fairly
pretty
young
famous
too.
by then. Yeah, I think he's 27, maybe
27. Dude, who hasn't Madonna
Tupac, Basquiat.
Dude, she dated Basquiat, she dated Big Daddy Kane, she dated, was it Dennis Rodman?
Yes, yeah, that was a
Right?
famous one for a while.
Dennis Rodman.
So ugly.
Yeah,
Dude, I just saw this
he's
clip
not a handsome
today.
man.
Shaq said he hated playing with Dennis Rodman, and he said we'd all have to show up 100 hour before practice or the game. He'd come in 15 minutes before the game, eating just chicken and rice, and then while the coach is giving the plays, he'd get up, go take a cold shower. And then when the game start, we go in there and get me 15 to 20 rebounds. And then he would just put on his stuff and leave straight there. Didn't shower or nothing, just go right to the club and party. He's like, and then he's like, I went to one of his parties and I was like, oh, I don't even shower. It's funky. This is disgusting. It's disgusting. He's like, never going again.
Hey, dude, Dennis Rodman did whatever the hell he wanted for the most part. And he was so good. He was so good at his job that everyone was like, all right, man.
It's like that kid who didn't have like a good upbringing. Then you bring him into like a place to eat, or more like a home, a staff, and he didn't know how to act.
Well, you know Dennis Rodman's story, right? You know Dennis Rodman's.
I forget.
Dennis Rodman's story basically is, and this will probably explain everything.
I know he had a rough childhood.
He had a rough childhood, man. He was very poor, and he was given away. Basically, he was given away by his parents, right? And he was homeless, and then a white family took him in, and he just felt like Black people had wronged him in a lot of ways, right? So he had some issues with Black people for a long time, especially Black women. And that would happen if as a Black person, you come from a Black woman.
How old was he when he got abandoned?
I'm not sure of his age. I know that he was a kid. He was old enough to understand what was going on.
Oh, that's messed up. That's rough.
And then he was and then in high school, he, it's well documented. He talks about it different times, but in high school, black girls was not feeling him because he's not a handsome kid, and they made him feel bad, right? They made him feel rejected. They rejected him. And white women or white girls, they just saw a person, and so he was like, yo, so I get it. Look, man, I know Black dudes right now. That have one bad experience and they just write off Black women completely. They be like, man, fuck them. I ain't fucking with Black girls. Go, damn, dude, really? One incident is enough to turn against all of them? But it's the same thing. It's just like the white guy who has one incident with a Black person. He's like, man, he gets hit by one Black dude. And he's like, man, fuck Black people.
Yeah.
Like, really, all of us?
I mean, that's what I always say about my dad, because my dad supposedly got robbed by two Black men when he ran the gas station, and they supposedly made him take off his clothes so he couldn't run down the street and call. This is like in the 70s, you know what I mean? Or 60s even. So and I think he might have kept that with him for a while.
They embarrass him. Man, you
not only rob him,
somebody,
embarrass him at gunpoint.
You're gonna embarrass and shame me at gunpoint? Yeah. I don't have time to be upset with just the two of you. I hate your whole race, right? Like, you messed it up for everybody. Like, damn. So yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. The world is nuts, man.
All right, Reg. Well, that's episode 100, man. Good work, buddy. We made it 100 episodes.
100. How many years we've been doing this now?
About 52 weeks a year. We don't do them every week, but yeah.
But we started in 2020. Did we start doing the shutdown?
It's been 2 years. 2021.
2021. Okay. All right. That's good, man. 2 years strong.
Yeah.
Still going. 100. Hey, I'm gonna say this. I will say this.
You got a guest coming.
Well, I was hoping to surprise you. Honestly, I was hoping to surprise you with a guest today. I reached out when I got the message from Mahershala that he wasn't gonna be able to do it, or he wasn't in the headspace to do it. Then I was like, I reached out to another friend of mine that I had talked to not too long ago about just, you know, catching up and whatever, and potentially doing the podcast. So I reached out to him last night. It was short notice, and this dude is actually really busy. He's got a lot going on right now. He just had a movie come out, and he's on tour, and he's doing the whole thing. So I reached out to him. I was like, look, man, I know this is short notice, but we're at our 100th episode, and we want to go big. And you know, I thought of you, and I was hoping you'd be available. And you know,
he said no.
Well, it just time-wise, it was like, yo, look, I know you got a busy schedule. Are you available tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. to do a thing on Zoom?
Hey, since the NBA season's done, see if you could get Festus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can reach out to Festus
Before because shit, man, it's the shortest offseason ever. It's about to start again.
I know. This year, man, it's been a lot of changes too. I mean, a lot of
everyone's stoked that tall dude's playing tonight. Number one.
Oh, he's
pick.
playing in the summer league tonight.
Yeah, it's already sold out.
Oh, of course. Yeah. The number one pick playing in the summer league.
It just yeah, it'd be interesting to see a 7'5" guy play the way he does.
Man,
it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be, dude. He arguably could lead the league in block shots, and I mean, if he just stands there, he just puts his hand up in front of the rim.
We'll see if he gets pushed around. You know, there's been
he's gonna get pushed around.
Yeah.
How old is he? Is he 19? He's 19.
Yeah, I think so. He's young.
He's 19. Yeah, he's gonna get pushed around a little bit. But this league, this NBA is different than
than used to be. That's true.
Yeah, I was gonna say in the 90s.
Yeah,
don't even go back to the 80s. But
Sean
90s,
Bradley.
Oh yeah,
Sean 90s
Bradley, and the early
2000s.
Yeah. Man, you can come in at 100 and you come in at 195.
Yeah,
200. Oh yeah, you will never make it into the paint.
Yeah.
Like, get your ass out of here. All right.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to all the hateful comments we'll be getting from the Rogan crowd as we use that clip, because why not?
Yeah, man. Look, Joe Rogan is who he is. He's gonna do what he's gonna do, and he's got his people. But I don't think there's anything wrong with a world that's opening up to everybody.
Amen.
That's it.
All right, close it out, Reggie.
Yes, sir. All right. Hey, folks, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It was our 100th. We made it to the 100. How awesome is that? We love it. We're going to keep doing it. We hope you enjoy it. And if you do, please like, subscribe, and share. Now, with that said, that's Sal Kalani. And I'm Reggie Steele. And this is Spitballin. Peace.